Greetings. Welcome to the Film School. I'm Joe.
I'm Chris.
Tonight we're going to talk about Ad Astra.
This is Major Roy McBride. I'm attempting to reach Dr. Clifford McBride. This is Dr. McBride's son. Dad, I'd like to see you again. I recall how we used to watch black and white movies together, and musicals were your favorite. I remember you tutoring me in math. You instilled in me a strong work ethic. You should know I've chosen a career that you would approve of. I've dedicated my life to the exploration of space. And I thank you for that.
What is happening out there is a crisis of unknown magnitude.
We believe your father may be involved.
My father's dead. What exactly are you requiring from me?
Exploration isn't always a noble venture. We have to hold out the possibility that your father may be hiding from us. We have a job to do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's a really incredible film, this Ad Astra.
Yeah, I was very impressed with this movie.
I really didn't know much, what to expect going in. The trailers have a lot of footage that actually isn't in the movie. And we are going to get into spoilers here, but not at first. I just want to point out that the trailer made the film seem different than the experience that it was. And who directed this, by the way? It was
James Gray.
That's right. Who did
We Own the Night and The Yards.
Yeah, and I really like We Own the Night and The Yards. Those are really good films, and it's very much in the same style of storytelling that he's done. He's just transplanted it to science fiction.
Ad Astra is what is it? To the Stars or
Latin?
Yeah, for To the Stars.
To the Stars. The trailer has footage where they actually, where he's talking to Liv Tyler, Brad Pitt's character, where they're talking about how like the surges that are happening that are emanating from Neptune are affecting the world, and it made it seem like it was this post-apocalyptic, almost like Interstellar, like the Earth is dying and stuff, and that's not necessarily, the Earth's in danger, but it's not necessarily the same type of story. So going into it, I have to say visually and emotionally, I was pretty stunned by this movie, and the score, the cinematography.
Yeah, the score was Max Richter. I guess he scored that HBO TV series The Leftovers with Justin Theroux, which
and Christopher Eccleston. I never saw it either, but I know the doctor was in it.
Yeah, so.
And then what's his name? Hoyt van Hoytman did the cinematography.
Yeah, and he's a Swedish one. He shot the right one in, the original one, and he did Spectre with Sam Mendes.
James Bond movie.
Interstellar. He works a lot with Christopher Nolan. Interstellar. Shot Spike Jonze Her.
Yeah.
So
no wonder this looked good. I mean, I'm going to say it right now. If you're a fan of Interstellar or The Martian, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Contact, 2010, the year we made Contact, Silent Running, this movie is very much in that genre of science fiction, that class of science fiction. It's not an action adventure movie, but there is action in it.
Yeah, it has
Surprising.
It had one of the most beautiful action sequences. That scene on that shootout scene on the moon
and the buggy
was so fucking so cool. Like
so cool.
Like it's like silent. And it's amazing. It's really, I was really impressed with that whole scene.
So basically, this movie is about so Brad Pitt is an astronaut, but he's working on a giant. What is it? It's not a. It's
like
an antenna or like a.
Kind of like a satellite.
Yeah, it's like a space tower is what they call it. It's not a space elevator. It's not a space station. It's a tower. And at the beginning, while he's working, there's a surge that sort of hits the Earth that is a breathtaking scene. It took my breath away. Like, you know, with people tumbling off this thing, and oh man, it was so intense. And come to find out, his father, played by Tommy Lee Jones, who was a famous astronaut who had actually left when he was a teenager to go to the furthest part of our solar system to basically see if they can make contact with alien life forms. I mean, he's never returned. Everybody assumed he's dead. However, and it's not NASA. It's a different kind of, because it is in the future. It's a different kind of space administration. But
right.
they think that Tommy Lee Jones's character is alive, and they want Brad Pitt to go to Mars to try and make contact with him via satellite. And it's actually got a really nice thoughtful performance by Brad Pitt and a heartbreaking performance by Tommy Lee Jones, and a really nice kind of restrained cameo, if you will, by Donald Sutherland. He's not in it a whole lot. Neither's Liv Tyler or Ruth Negga, but they're all fantastic. Every role they play in this movie is just, I mean, it's just beautiful to look at. It really takes you on a journey.
Yeah, it was. I was very impressed with this movie. Very.
Especially when they get to the moon, there's echoes of 2001, how there's like, you know, a subway sand, like the moon is colonized, right? And it's like kind of like 2001, which had the Pan Am and, you know, the Hilton Hotel and stuff like that. They're on the moon, they've got the subway and other you know,
right.
the what's the casino from Vegas with the cowboy and the...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
It made it feel very real. And that's when things get really cool, because the trip to Mars is pretty amazing. And everything on Mars. I don't know about you, man, but there were times where I was watching this movie and I couldn't believe what I was watching. You know, it just takes you into areas that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially that scene when they're on their way to Mars and they get that distress call from the Norwegian ship or whatever, and so they stop.
Station, yeah.
And yeah, that scene was intense, dude. When
yeah.
Him and Brad Pitt board that ship.
Kind of took almost a horror film kind of.
Yeah, it did.
It's weird because it's like a lyrical, thought-provoking, cerebral science fiction that has elements of action and horror, you know? And also the ending was pretty, for me, it was fairly emotional. I mean, fathers and sons, man, it just gets me every time.
Yeah, it kind of followed a similar to Apocalypse Now, you know, where...
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to find Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, where he's trying to find his father. In this one, they've kind of gotten mad or whatever.
Yeah, they're estranged, that's for sure.
And then, you know, they kind of gone mad, and so, you know, they send him to what is the word Harrison Ford uses in Apocalypse Now? Use extreme prejudice or whatever.
Use extreme prejudice. I mean, it's sort of a variation of the same theme. I never actually put that together, but you're absolutely right. You know, it's like you're a grocery clerk. You're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to retrieve a debt. So the production design in this movie was just brilliant, I thought. I mean, just the scene where, in order for Brad Pitt's character, who's not actually supposed to go once they're on Mars, he's supposed to go back to Earth, but he decides to trek forward and kind of force himself on the ship that's leaving to Neptune, where the signal, the pulses are emanating from, where his dad may be. Just the scene where he had to go into the poop water, the sewer water at Mars.
Yeah.
And it's just lit so perfectly where it just, to me, again, it's just kind of terrifying because it's, I mean, there's no living creatures on Mars, so it's not like there's going to be any sharks or weird creatures that are coming. It's just dark and vast and terrifying because, I mean, he could have died in there. I mean, I just like was getting nervous for him. Like, is this really happening? I don't know. It was just intense. And I don't know how scientifically accurate the special effects were as far as traveling in space, but I know that James Gray intended for this film to be as accurate as possible. As far as being able to maneuver in space, in a space suit, as far as traveling great distances to other planets. They didn't really get into time dilation. I mean, I wonder, going out to Neptune and back, how much time would have passed on Earth. It was just really fascinating. I will say this, though. If I had a criticism, I don't know if you can call this a criticism, but Donald Sutherland's eyebrows are a distraction. Because every time you see him on the 50-foot screen, all I can think of is, dude, just clip the ends. Because they're insane. Like, what is going on there? I don't see the hair pouring out of your ears and nose, so you're doing something there, but just get rid of those, man. But like you said, it was nice to see Donald Pleasance, in a movie. I haven't seen him in
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. Donald Pleasance, R.I.P. My bad. I've been watching. It's October. I've been watching Halloween movies. So
he's been dead a while.
Right,
he's been dead a while.
he's been gone since '95. So R.I.P. Donald Pleasance. But Donald Sutherland, I just haven't seen him in anything in a while. Recent.
Well, there was that sequel, Backdraft 2, that came to like straight to video.
When did that come out?
Last year, what? Dude. He's in that. Like, it was on Netflix, and I'm like, what is this?
Weird. I didn't even know about it.
Why would you? Yeah, anyway, whatever.
Because Backdraft, I mean, that's almost.
That was 91, dude.
Yeah, that's
Backdraft. Yeah,
almost 30 years ago. So what the hell?
Anyway,
all I know is when this comes out, I'm going to be picking it up for sure, and I hope that they do a nice steelbook edition or some kind of boutique edition. I'm sure you're going to buy it too, right?
Oh yeah, this is a great movie. I loved it. I'd watch it numerous times.
Me too. If anything, just for the visuals too, I could probably watch it.
Well, that shootout scene on the moon, dude, is amazing. Like, I'd watch that scene over and over again. That's so
you can watch a sort of truncated, edited clip of it officially from Fox on YouTube, and I've watched that clip several times, and it's not the full extent, and it also leaves on the cliffhanger, but it's awesome because it just reminds me of how exciting it is, and it comes out of nowhere, and they do give an explanation of why, and it makes sense. I mean, the moon's not necessarily regulated like countries are. There's no borders, you know what I mean? And so you got basically moon pirates. They're not traveling around in space pirate ships or anything silly like that, but people who were hijacking for resources that would be scarce on the moon that they could either sell or use. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a police force there, and so it just blew me away. And I love how it sort of came out of nowhere. Like, I'd seen the trailers for this film, but again, it didn't seem like it was like, a big event movie to check out. And now it is. So, personally, I'd give it 4 stars.
I definitely 4 out of 4, for sure.
4 out of 4 all the way. And so, on that note, I'm just going to say, if you're a fan of good
LJ, does that star have a cock on it?
You went there.
You did it.
You went there.
Stars?
I gave it 4 stars.
4 star. I give it 4 Astras.
Our producer's mocking us, by the way.
Just so you know, that's why things got a little weird there for a second. Apparently, I did something. Do I have like a something in my nose and you didn't tell me? Like it's on camera?
No, you didn't. Anyway, you didn't see his drawing, apparently.
Okay. No, I didn't. I was deep in thought on reflection of this great movie. Good story all around, and I highly recommend it. And I actually recommend seeing it in the theater before it's gone, because I can't imagine getting the same feel on 32-inch, 52-inch, 72-inch TV screen. Will look great, but seeing it on a 50-foot screen is like, whoa. So I don't know. Put me in a mood afterwards. I was a little kind of in a solemn mood afterwards, pensive, very pensive. So yeah, I'm gonna recommend seeing it for sure. And as always, thank you for joining us. And
always, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And comment too. Let us know what you think.
Absolutely. And come on back. We'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah.
So what was this with the dong and the star? What's that all about?